Hello subscribers and unsubscribers. This is a quick video to let you know that my Stellaris playthrough, which granted I never necessarily planned to actually completely finish, playing as the Galaktisches Imperium, is over. The reason being, well, some changes that they made in 1.2 have kind of screwed me over, and I don't necessarily know a way to I don't really know a way to fix it. The issue in particular is that if I want to declare war on somebody, I am not allowed to vassalize them, because apparently my war philosophy policy does not allow me to demand vassalization. Same with seeding planets. Apparently I'm just not allowed to do it. I'm not sure why. And when I tried to see as for how to sort of fix it, somebody said that you had to go into your policy section and change your war philosophy option. Well, there is no war philosophy option in the policies menu. And I even started a new game. I didn't play through it all, but I had started a new game to see if, well, maybe it's just because this is a save that started in 1.01 or whatever. No, I didn't see war philosophy there either. The closest thing to a war philosophy is war economy, but war economy has always been there. It has always been this. So, I'm not quite sure what the deal is there, but I am no longer basically able to really declare a war on people, period. I mean, I can say, hey, yeah, I want you to liberate your planet, but would the Galactic Imperium really liberate planets? I say no. So that doesn't really work. And I even tried looking at other people, and nobody. I cannot force anybody to cede their planets to me, period. I can't even vassalize people through war. Granted, I think I can still do it through peace if I really wanted to. But again, the Galactic Empire, realistically speaking, probably wouldn't be doing that. So this series that, again, like I said, I did not necessarily plan to actually finish in the first place. The idea was that it was a series to do as I worked on the mod for this faction. Once I was done with the faction, this series would probably, I would try to end it with a epic war against, well, the idea would have been against the Free Planets Alliance up here. But yeah, so that ain't gonna happen, I'm afraid. So this series is considered over. I'm going to do the finishing touches on this empire. In fact, let me go out to the main menu. I have changed the portraits for them to require the Imperial German Portraits mod from, I'm trying to remember his name right now. I think it's Olmont or Olfont or something like that. I'll have a... When I upload this mod as public, it will be over on the right side section as a required. And this one will actually be required because that mod does not replace the normal human portraits like this one does. The portraits that these guys have running right now, or that I had running before, were running the normal human portrait that was replaced by another of Olmont or Ulfont or whatever his name is right now. I can't remember. He had created one that replaced the normal human portraits, which is fine, but the one that I'm now using is this one over here, the Imperial German portraits. And the Imperial German portraits are not a replacement. They are their own separate one, so they are required. If you do not install that one, or install that mod, then this mod will not work. I also want to note his mod, I think, is listed as only working with 1.1, and the game is obviously on 1.2.1 now. It still works. If I were to go and start up a quick game as the new one that I created, you'll see that Rudolph I von Goldenbaum here is wearing his Admiral outfit. because I figure this is the closest one that he would really wear. Now, I do want to go and mention, the only other things that I would really like to do with this mod, in all honesty, in the future, would be to replace the ship models. But I don't have 3D modeling skills. I can't be bothered to learn them. And so it's not really a big deal to me, but if for some reason one of you guys that are watching this or somebody sees this mod when it goes live, and you happen to be good at 3D modeling, and you feel like going and making the actual ship models from Legend of the Galactic Heroes, feel free to let me know. The only issue I see with trying to replace the ship models is that, to my knowledge, most of the ships in the series are actually classed as battleships. They do not, to my knowledge, have very many destroyers and cruisers and things of that nature. I mean, they do, but very few named ships of those classes. So that's gonna screw with everything at the end of the day. And I think I may still have an issue where it's using... Yeah, okay, well, that's a bug. It shouldn't be using this portrait, or this uniform here for Walter von Bissingen. Yeah, he's wearing the wrong outfit, that's for damn sure. I'll have to fix that. Apparently I didn't put it in correctly for leaders to use the Imperial German portraits. Because they're still using the, I think it's called the totalitarian human portraits. So, okay, some more changes. Also, I want to note that I have enough planet names to where, basically, as long as you don't colonize anything more than, I think it's 140 planets or so, you'll be fine. And I'm not joking when I say that. It's set up so there's like 141 or 142 planet names. Granted, some of which are used here in the home system. So, I mean, in this case, you're missing out on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, in reality, in this case, with this setup here, you've got like 131, 132 unique colony names. Granted, they're not quite finished. I still need to go and add things like the German word for port and new and fort to some of them, just that they're not literally province names from EU4. Because that's actually what I've done. Basically, I copied the German province names from EU4 and slapped them into the generic planet names for this, and it works to a degree, but it's not something that I'd actually like to keep like that. So, still a couple of finishing touches there. I've already replaced all the leader names, so there's going to be quite a few leaders. So, I mean, let's see, we got generals, we've got scientists. Of course, granted, names don't matter by the different leader types. But yeah. So, again, this series is, as far as I'm concerned, basically done. I will granted, if I do an actual Let's Play of Stellaris on its own that has no connection to another series, then I will potentially return to this one and potentially finish it. We'll see. Well, not finish, but start up a new one. We'll see if that happens, though. I have no idea. So, yeah, like I said, this series is, as far as I'm concerned, basically done. And it's just putting some finishing touches on it, then I'll be uploading it, or, well, updating it, and then marking it as a public mod for all of you guys to download. I do have a plan to create a Free Planets Alliance version, depending on how things work out, because... Oh, no, exit to main menu. I do have a Free Planets Alliance here that I created using the normal Create New Empire thing. If I'm able to copy a folder that they have in a folder, or there's a file that has these two, well, essentially it just has all the nations that you create using the game's Create New Empire option. If I copy the Free Planets Alliance section to a separate file, if it works and actually creates them in the same fashion that is as these guys are created, then I will potentially be able to get the Free Planets Alliance out fairly quickly. I really would just need a biography, which honestly that's quite easy to do. Just basically copy the biography from the Wikia page for or the Wikia for Legend of Galactic Heroes. Just copy it from the Free Planets Alliance section, which is basically what I did here, and I'm still noticing some errors because I forgot to go back and correct this lack of a space, which I'll do eventually. Actually, I'll probably do that like right now once I finish this. But yeah, so this is over, as I said. I do wonder though if potentially one of the reasons why I'm not able to declare war to seed for planets to be ceded to me is because I have these guys listed as collectivists, which just seems odd because it really should, at least in my opinion, I think it should pay attention to whether or not they are militarists or pacifists, and obviously whether or not they're none of those or neither of those, because if they're militarists they should be able to, no matter what, basically require people to cede planets or vassalize, while pacifists may not necessarily be able to, if they declare war on somebody, they may not be able to require that they cede planets. But if somebody declares war on them, they can still require that those guys cede planets. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what the deal was with that being the way it was. And also, I should really capitalize the K in Kaiser. So yeah, so as I said, a couple of things still to finish off here. Planet names, I want to go and add the German words for new, port, and fort to them so that they're not just province names from EU4. Got to make that K in Kaiser capital and put a space here at the between the last two sentences. But once that's done, basically this model will be showing up. So this model will probably show up by this weekend, probably. So yeah. Again, though, I would love to replace the ship models. So, you know, if any of you guys are any good at creating ship models, let me know. I mean, I've got a couple of mods running. Actually, I think the pirate ship models... Yeah, I think pirate ship models are actually probably the closest. But then, that would require that you guys use another mod. So I may not do it. And that's their science ship, huh? It's a very interesting looking science ship. It looks more like a warcraft. Warcraft is in military vessel. And these don't change at all. Okay, it's fine. In fact, that's probably the way I would do this if I were to do the model, or well, not necessarily me do the modeling, but to replace the ship models with actual models from the series, I would probably do it the same way here, where it doesn't really change at all, no matter what sections you select. I would probably have it set where it doesn't really change at all. And you notice enough that in the series, they don't have exposed weapons. Their weapons are inside. Their little point defense turrets are little bubbles on the sides that sort of pop out when they're activated, and then they got holes at the front of the ship that they fire their lasers from. So, again, some issues there. Make it a bit of a pain to properly design the ships. But yeah. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm not going to be using that one, though. Let me go ahead and delete those guys. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm not even going to call it an episode, because it's not really an episode of anything. It's just a video to let you guys know that this series is done, because I can't really continue it. And so I will see you guys Yep, I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't know what's causing it to use those models, but I'll figure it out. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Like I said, this mod will probably be up by the weekend or so, because I shouldn't have many things to do for the finishing touches and fixes. But yeah, until then, goodbye and farewell.